Hey guys, you'll never guess who bit the dust. Or, well, presumably bit the dust. Prigozhin, the Wagner boss, is presumed dead because the private plane that he and 9 others were on mysteriously exploded into flames and then hit the ground. They say it was shot by Russian anti-air. I don't know if that's true. It could have been a bomb on the plane. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. The Wagner has confirmed it. Wagner's confirmed it. Okay, then Wagner's confirmed it. Prigozhin's dead. So the thing that we all knew was going to happen happened after turning around and running towards Moscow, then weirdly deciding to not do that anymore after having a conversation with Lukashenko. He has lived in a kind of pseudo-exile in Belarus, and now he is a molten blob of ash. As is the case with many people who have attempted to go after Putin, I genuinely do not know why he didn't continue to march on Moscow. Like, did he think that Putin wasn't going to kill him? Did he think he was going to survive the attempt at killing and ousting Putin? Like, he thought, like, Putin would just go, like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, he wouldn't kill him the way he's done with so many other people. Ridiculous. You know, is Wagner going to fall apart, or will they get a new guy? Wagner hardliners are probably going to, and probably already have, sworn revenge. So there are going to be some ultra-far-right constituencies of the Wagner group that are probably going to turn tail or like break off and form splinter groups, much the same way as when you kill the leader of a terrorist organization. It doesn't just go away. You have sub-leaders who take over and try to like wrest portions of command from others. So that's part of it. I imagine that a large portion of the Wagner group is just going to be folded into like standard Russian army, coordination, which was the goal that Putin had initially. You know, that was like the initial thing they were trying to do. That's why Prigozhin marched on Moscow, because he didn't want to be subject to Russian army, jurisdiction. So I don't know why he stopped. I don't know why he thought he would survive not continuing with the coup. It's not like he gives a shit about killing innocent people. Confirmed that Utkin, the Wagner neo-Nazi leader, was also killed. Yes, the super Nazi was killed as well. You've seen pictures of this guy, almost certainly. This is the guy who has swastikas tattooed in his neck, right? It is this guy, Dmitry Utkin tattoos. It's this guy, right? Yeah, here we go. He has the SS lightning bolts right there. There's a kind of faded out swastika on his chest. Yeah, this is a super Nazi right here who was also blown up in the plane. This actually marks the first successful effort by Putin to denazify Eastern Europe. So I think we should congratulate him on a job well done in the limited fashion that, in which he succeeded. So yeah, this guy's done. There are some Wagner people on the ground who are probably going to make a fuss about this, but I seriously doubt that they're going to like succeed in really stirring up the head of logistics of the PMC was also on the plane. There were a lot of Wagner people on the plane, like leadership, The fact that they all got together is kind of wild. Wagner is doing stuff in Africa, right? How will this have an effect down there too? It probably will, though it is kind of difficult to say what direction that's going to take. Wagner has a heavy presence in Africa in aligning with and running defense for dictators as an oppositional force to ISIS. Basically, they're there to act as personal bodyguards, and they have better equipment and training than a lot of the local military units, so they're able to deal with, like, ISIS insurgency better than, say, Niger's, local military might be able to. A lot of these guys probably like LARPing as Rhodesians. Think of what it must be like, in terms of your life, to live in Niger as a Wagner PMC. What's your day-to-day? I'm willing to bet most of your day is chilling around some, village outskirt raping women, right? Let's be real here. They rape women, they leave a lot of unfathered children, and they steal a lot of gold. I'm not trying to be, blasé or, edgy or whatever. That is almost certainly what they're spending their time doing. It's not like the leadership of these countries give a shit, so the job of the Wagner PMCs is to protect them from the population, first and foremost, not just ISIS. So in all likelihood, they're doing just whatever out there. And my guess is that this lends a kind of, well, I won't call it independent spirit, because these people are monsters. I guess this lends itself to a kind of colonial freebooting attitude that they wouldn't like being up, having fucked up by direct jurisdiction of the Russian military. My guess is that Russia is not going to try to directly exert control over or take control from the leaders of Wagner operating in Africa. They're probably going to focus on what they have in Ukraine. Like, I don't think Russia has the ability to meaningfully exert power over these local Wagner cells. And it's very important that they not upset these local Wagner cells, because the Wagner group in Africa actually supplies a lot of money to the Kremlin with gold mines and wealth extraction that they have sort of provided protection for and thereby siphoned resources from. What they bring back to the Kremlin gives them like a decent amount of leeway. So I don't think they want to potentially disrupt that supply. The Wagner cells are seething. That is definitely true. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't think we'll ever know why Prigozhin didn't continue to march on Moscow. The moment he made himself a public enemy of Putin, he was going to die, or he was going to command the Russian state. Those were the only two. I guess he could have fled to America or something, but like, you know, like as a Wagner leader, I don't think that would have I don't think he would have had a good life here in America. It was pretty much those two options, and he just backed off, and now he's dead. The real question is, you know, what is the narrative going to be from Russia? Is Russia going to say it's an accident? The whole, like, he fell out of a 40,000-foot window thing? Are they going to take credit for it? Are they going to say, you know, like another group like Ukraine or the West did it? Are they going to, like, whatever? There are a bunch of Wagner cells over here in the West, like Jackson Hingle or whatever, who have been like, look at this. See, it wasn't a coup after all. Prigozhin is an ally of the Russian state. And you can tell because he's positioned strategically on the Belarusian-Ukraine border, getting ready to open up another front. And then, like, obviously that was just bullshit. So, yeah, who knows? They're either going to take credit for it, or they're going to say that Ukraine did it, or, like, NATO did it, or whatever. What if it really was just an accident? Well, it is Russian engineering, so the fact that, you know, always a possibility. Apparently, Wagner forces in Belarus have had their internet cut. That doesn't surprise me at all, because the group of people most likely to be Prigozhin loyalists are the members of the Wagner group that were also sent over to Belarus. These are the people that he would have directly worked with and trained. So in all likelihood, to prevent dissidents, they are cutting off contact to that group so they can't go on the internet and scream about how, like, they will avenge Prigozhin, you know? So we'll see. Members of Wagner are threatening violence with the stand by thing. The funniest possible outcome that we could get, like the most hysterical outcome we could possibly receive, would be that we get a kind of like nouveau Eastern European ISIS situation along the Belarusian-Ukraine border and in some parts of Ukraine, where there are these like Wagner cells that are like, you know what, no, this. We're just going to like live off the land or whatever. And we have like a third party entering into the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Yeah, like spreading out from lines of conflict where Wagner had the most control. And then the Russian army can't deal with them either. That would be the funniest possible outcome. I don't know if it's going to happen. It probably won't, but it would be pretty funny. There's a lot of talk right now about what the Wagner group will do. We can tell you one thing. We are getting started. Get ready for us. Yeah, stand back, stand by, yeah. Wagner joins Ukraine would be better. Wagner won't join Ukraine. There's way too much blood there. Biden put out a statement on Prigozhin.
I was asked about this by you. I said I'd be careful what I drink, what I wrote in. I don't know for a fact what happened, but I'm not surprised.
Dude, he's so funny, man. After hearing about, like, an insurrectionary leader getting offed by Putin, he's like, well, if that was me, it wouldn't have happened, because I'm built different. Personally, I wouldn't have flown in that airplane. Actually, I wouldn't have flown that airplane.
Do you believe?
There's not much that happens when Russia and Putin are not behind, but I don't know enough to know the answer. I've been working out for the last hour and a half.
I've been working out for the last hour and a half. Oh, sorry, I wasn't keeping up with all of your geopolitical bullshit. I've been doing PR bench presses for like 90 minutes now. I wouldn't have gone on the plane. Stupid idea. You know, he's dead now. Whatever. Goodbye. God, he's so funny. Obama would never. Obama would come out here and try to like ad-lib some uplifting speech. He wouldn't have been this funny. This is Jackson Hinkle. Our hero Prigozhin deeply committed himself to war. War means death. Death eventually comes for us all. Oh, is that the line that Hinkle's going for? He's like, is that the direction we're going to take this? He has fallen in the line of duty. How exactly? I don't want to talk about it. Okay. This is actually funnier than I thought it would be. I'm glad I clicked this link. Very good. All right. That's a good-ass meme right there. That's a good-ass meme right there.